Gail Simmons has been voted #1 reality host, among other things, in America. She's so celebrated for her work as the judge and you know, really cultural defining personality on Top Chef.
I'll take it, Sissy Vegas.
That's you.
That sounds
But
nice.
the fact of the matter is, to those of us at the Food and Wine Classic in Aspen, she's just our Gail.
Thank you.
Who began her career in the kitchens in Manhattan, and then into very top kitchens with Danielle Boulud, and then to the Food and Wine magazine.
That's right.
What was that day like, besides the luckiest of your life, where somebody in the marketing department said, "Hey, Gail, can you go like to this meeting?"
You know what's funny? Well, there were a couple of amazing days in my life at Food and Wine magazine. The first was when I got the job working for Food and Wine. I was working for Danielle Boulud. I was running PR and marketing stuff for him. And I came to know the people at Food and Wine, and they asked if I would take this job. It took a while to figure it out and meet the publisher, Christina Gurdovich, and she hired me. And I came on to the job not knowing what I was doing.
Right.
I really had no idea what the job was, and I got there that first day, and I was like, oh, okay, sure, I'll do it. I mean, I had no idea what I was in for, and I loved the team so much. And after a year there, I took over running the Classic in Aspen with Devin Paget, our event guru.
I remember you with walkie-talkies and heavy credentials and flak jackets.
I had a lot of
things,
pieces, mobile devices. And so I worked on that for many years, and about a year into doing that, Bravo came to Food and Wine and came to Christina, the publisher, and said, we have this crazy idea for a show. We want to make a show about discovering real young talent in the kitchen and doing a real show about what it's like to be a young chef in America, which went right along with what Food and Wine does every day, discovering the best chefs across the country, really finding new talent, rising stars in the industry. So we knew that our ideas were aligned, and thank God someone decided to take a chance and go through with it, and Christina asked me if I would talk to Bravo about possibly being the judge that represents the magazine on the show. And I went for a screen test. I didn't even know what a screen test was. And when I found out that I got the job, I mean, my life was forever changed.
Forever changed in that moment.
It's true.
Well, since then, that opportunity has brought you so many others professionally. And, you know, your work with City Harvest is something that I can't imagine, like, with the pride you take in being on the board of directors.
I am. I'm on their food council, which is made up of an amazing group of chefs and industry leaders. And what's amazing about City Harvest, it's the oldest food rescue organization in the country. And what they do for the city of New York is so inspiring. There are an enormous amount of people who go hungry every day, all obviously in the world, in America, but especially in New York City. And it is one of the richest cities in the world, and this is not necessarily a problem of there not being enough food. It's about the distribution and the access to food. And so what City Harvest does is get access for people who don't have it and rescue food that would otherwise go to waste and make sure it gets distributed to food banks, soup kitchens, and the most underserved neighborhoods in New York City. So actually this summer I'm partnering with them on a campaign we're calling Feed Our Kids, which is a campaign to help make sure that kids during the summer are eating, because what happens is there's free school breakfast and lunch during the year, and when the summer comes,
the programs go away.
Right, most of the programs go away, and most of the kids, even if there are still programs, can't get to them. They don't have transport. Their parents are at work.
So how are you? What's the contact? How does that work?
So the contact is, it's really about the Child Nutrition Act, which is expiring in September, and so it's about telling our government officials to keep the Child Nutrition Act and how vital it is to make sure that we are keeping the budget for these programs, so that there are summer feeding programs, so that there are free school lunch programs, so that our kids get that important meal. Because what's the point in providing free education if our kids are hungry and can't focus at school?
Exactly. Well, there's no better impassioned spokesperson than you.
Thank you.
Thank you for all you do for so many.
Oh, please.
And
it's a joy.
Continued success in your world on television and everywhere else.
Oh, thank you, Sissy. It's always a pleasure to be at the Classic. The best weekend of the year.
Good to see you.
Thanks, Sissy.